So now that we have all these data tables put in and connected with each other through relationships, we can build bureaus that incorporate both trading data and financial information data. Okay, so let's do something like this. Let's go to the report view. That's our old friend, I guess. So I'm going to first construct a line and a column chart. So I'm going to show both the trading volume and the excuse me, closing price for each day. So I'm going to base this zero on the historical daily data. Okay, so I'm going to drag the date to be the x-axis, and the y-axis is going to be my adjusted close. That's for the line. Okay, that's a line, and for the volume is going to be the column. All right, so now I have this kind of beautiful daily information regarding trading volume and price. Okay, and well, the sum of the volume is fine because, well, on each day we only just have one observation, so either it's a sum or it's average. It's just that one observation, doesn't matter. Okay, however, I prefer make it a minimum. Again, this doesn't matter. The minimum of just one observation is that observation itself. Okay, but just in case there might be two observations, later you will see, okay, there might be two observations either by chance, I mean probably by mistake. You wanna make sure you only take the one of the observations instead of taking an average or taking the sum of the two observations. Okay, so the minimum or the maximum always just take one observation. So if there's a mistake where on one day you have two observations, you can still just take one of the observations. So that's the reason I prefer using the minimum or the maximum instead of the sum or the average. Okay, so again, if there's no data error, then doesn't really matter which aggregation function you use. Okay, so then we can also um, let's construct another zero, a line zero perhaps. Okay, I'm going to now incorporate some financial data here. So again, for this, it's gonna be based on the date from the historical daily data. Okay, I'm gonna use that date to be the x-axis. And for the y, I'm gonna use, let's first get some EBIT data. Okay, so EBIT is gonna be the y. Well, now you see there's some problem. So if you go to the y-axis here, so it's a count of the EBIT. Okay, you can either use the count or the distinct count. Apparently there's something wrong. Okay, if the EBIT is a numerical value, you should be able to use either sum or average or minimum maximum, right? So there's only count. So my my thought is that this is probably due to the data format. The EBIT is not expressed as a number, perhaps expressed as a text format. That's why you can only do the count. You cannot do the summation or the average. Okay, so let's verify if my guess is correct. Go to the table view and go to the income statement. You can see, for example, you can click on any of the volume. It's a text format. Okay, if you go to EBIT somewhere, well, it's hidden somewhere. Okay, EBIT here, still text format. So basically, when we kind of transform the data, we didn't really give those accounting items the right format. They're still in text format. So we need to do that to change the format. Okay. So go to home and let's go to the transform data. In there we can change the format in a batch manner. Okay. So go to income statement. All right. So see, those are not the decimal format I want to use. So I will basically choose all those columns regarding the accounting items. Okay, you select all of them, and you can use the shift key. Okay, press the shift, and you can select multiple columns. Then you can go to the um, transform, and you can see there's a data type. Okay, so for the select columns, I want to use the decimal number. So now they're all decimal number. Okay, I'm going to do the same for the balance sheet. Okay, so go from the first item to the last, but you probably notice there's some dates here. So I would select those accounting items. Okay, excluding those data items. I'm sorry, data items. So all those accounting items is gonna be in decimal number. Okay, for those two dates, I'm going to make them date. All right, that's settled for the balance sheet. And for cash flow, again, um, I need to change those accounting items to numerical. So I would just select all of them and make them decimal number. Okay, that's all I need to do. So I have all the financial reports reported in numerical format for the accounting items. So now I can close and apply. Now we have this data shown in this Power BI desktop window, and we can verify. For example, go to this income statement table. You can see those are in, I think they're in number format now. Okay, decimal numbers here. So there's no problem. We can then do the, for example, show the EBIT in that zero. So let's go back to the zero. And instead of using the count, well, we actually can go see now. Instead of count, you can have other aggregation functions. I'm going to use the minimum. Again, that's just in case there's data error and for a given date there's multiple EBIT observations, then we'll just take one of the observation, the minimum. Okay. But for most of cases, if there's no data error, then we just take that date's EBIT to be shown in this graph. So now we have EBIT going from quarter to quarter between year 2022 and year 2024. We can probably also introduce from the balance sheet another information. For example, from balance sheet, we can introduce maybe the cash balance to be one of another y-axis in this graph. All right, again, instead of sum, I'm going to use the minimum. So we have the cash balance change from quarter to quarter, and we have the EBIT change from quarter to quarter. Okay, so now let's look like a very kind of comprehensive presentation regarding this Apple's price change over time and trading volume, as well as some financial information.